Hi, I'm Brian Kellerman, the Chief Quality and Safety Officer at Kellerman Consulting, and this is episode 6 in our video series on dietary supplement manufacturing. In our previous episodes, we discussed how to set up and maintain a dietary supplement program to meet industry standards and regulatory requirements in the U.S. In this episode, we are going to survey the certification programs for dietary supplements and the basic expectations for facilities choosing to undergo certification. First, let's provide context to the certification framework for supplements, including GFSI schemes and certifications. As we have reviewed throughout this series, dietary supplements are treated very differently from food in regulation and operational expectations. The same is true for certification schemes, and it is important to understand the differences in certification standards. Unlike food certifications, in which there are a number of certifying bodies offering equivalent certifications at different levels, with dietary supplements, we have only one certifying body that has established their CGMP audit as the standard in industry. In addition to this CGMP standard, there are GFSI level programs that can be administered by a number of other certifying bodies. To begin unpacking the certification landscape, we start with the ANSI 455-2 rulebook that is commonly referred to as CGMP audit for dietary supplements performed by NSF. NSF is an international certifying body that operates in many countries, including the US. NSF can be contracted to perform a number of different audits, including all GFSI schemes discussed in this episode. Amongst the audits that NSF performs is the ANSI 455-2 CGMP audit for dietary supplements. This audit code is proprietary to NSF, which means that all audits must have the approval and oversight of NSF. These audits are generally accepted as the highest standards in the US for dietary supplements. That means that any facility wishing to undergo ANSI 455-2 CGMP audits will need the following programs in addition to the requirements discussed in this video series: metal detection or X-ray under most circumstances, validated safety systems, full traceability of inventory, a HACCP or preventive controls safety plan, a demonstration of senior management commitment, an improvement program, culture of quality and safety for supplements, internal auditing, and a fully implemented corrective action and preventive action program. The individuals managing the program on site must have had accredited training for HACCP or PCQI, internal auditing, and should have training for food defense and food fraud prevention. Beyond the ANSI 455-2 CGMP audit, the other options for high-level certification of dietary supplements fall under the umbrella of GFSI. GFSI is the Global Food Safety Initiative, an international organization that publishes requirements for food safety programs. Certification schemes that adhere to these requirements are benchmarked to GFSI and are generally recognized as meeting the highest food safety standards. Dietary supplements run to the level of GFSI would have the highest commitments to quality and safety and would be equivalent to the ANSI 455-2 CGMP audit standards. Each of the major GFSI programs, SQF, BRCGS, and FSSC 22000, all require high standards for dietary supplement programs. However, SQF is currently the only GFSI scheme that has a specific program for dietary supplements. SQF is unique as a GFSI scheme in that it has a specific manual and GMP code, Module 12, just for manufacture of dietary supplements. Any SQF program must be managed by an SQF practitioner and have full management commitment to uphold the program. Similar to the requirements for ANSI 455-2 NSF dietary supplements, the SQF program contains the requirements discussed in this video series, in addition to metal detection and X-ray under most circumstances, validated safety systems, full traceability in inventory, a HACCP or preventive control safety plan, senior management commitment, an improvement program, a culture of quality and safety for supplements, internal auditing, and a fully implemented corrective action and preventive action program. The SQF practitioner must have accredited training for HACCP or PCQI, internal auditing, and should also have training in food defense and food fraud prevention. For BRCGS programs, all manufacturing operations are required to meet the clauses found in the Global Standard for Food Manufacturing and to assess that operations address all of the clauses found in the standard. Since dietary supplements are not treated distinctly from other foods within the BRCGS Global Standard, a full quality program will be required in addition to safety requirements. The previously mentioned requirements for ANSI CGMP audits and SQF audits also apply to BRCGS. BRCGS programs further require quality management systems, including sensory evaluation of all finished products. Because metal detection and quality testing are industry standards for dietary supplement operations, meeting stringent BRCGS requirements should be straightforward for those aspects of the program. Kellerman Consulting recommends that any dietary supplement operations selecting BRCGS as a GFSI scheme assess the risks of operation as high risk and address all of the requirements in sections 1 through 8 of the standard as part of the implementation of the program. Training requirements for a BRCGS safety lead are HACCP training, dietary supplement training, and the ability to demonstrate full control of the quality assurance program within operations. The leader of the BRCGS program must be able to demonstrate expertise on BRCGS requirements, the safety and regulatory requirements for operational processes, as well as the testing performed on supplements and how to interpret the test results. For FSSC 22000 programs, no specific dietary supplement category is listed in the current version of the code. Confirmation with a certifying body that a dietary supplement can be audited against the scheme would be necessary prior to scheduling an audit. For any of the possible categories within the FSSC 22000 audit scheme, the requirements are the same as food manufacturers. As a result, the expectations for a dietary supplement operation audited against the FSSC 22000 scheme would be in line with the CGMP requirements stated earlier, as well as full compliance with the clauses and sections of the ISO 22000 manual, the Technical Specification Manual 22002-1 for prerequisite programs, as well as the additional FSSC 22000 program requirements downloaded from the FSSC 22000 main website. For all NSF CGMP requirements, as well as SQF, BRCGS, and FSSC 22000, Kellerman Consulting videos do not directly address specific requirements for each standard. Please do not rely solely on our recommended program and make sure you obtain a copy of the standard you intend to be certified against. For any third-party certification scheme, please make sure your dietary supplements meet all required clauses within that chosen standard for a successful audit. Thank you for watching. For more food safety training videos and resources, please check out our website at kellermanconsulting.com and consider subscribing to our YouTube channel or follow us on LinkedIn.